Hello, this is day 2 of hashtag proud of my practice. This is in celebration of my new book, Teacher in the Cupboard. On Friday, we'll be announcing winners. There are 3 winners for free copies of Teacher in the Cupboard, and that is anybody that has participated using the hashtag proud of my practice. Yesterday we looked at communication and everything that we were proud of to do with developing communication in our schools. Today we are looking at engaging the disengaged. I'm going to read a short extract, a story about a difficult child. It's called The Difficult Child, from chapter 3, They'll Never Learn. It was a Thursday afternoon in the Learning Mentors office. I was in my 2nd year in education as a project coordinator. My confidence was increasing as my observations continued. However, I'd not made the leap into teaching yet. I was typing away at a document, my mind wandering forward to the prawn sandwich I was going to have for lunch. As I glanced out of the window, I spotted a Year 9 boy seated in the waiting area just outside. He was well known as a difficult to teach child. He'd probably been kicked out again, I thought as I rose to deal with him. Actually, he was subdued. He sat there silently with a pained expression. "What's happened now?" I asked in a not too unfriendly, but also a "we both know you're in trouble" kind of way. He managed a strained smile. "I hurt myself this morning," he grunted through gritted teeth. I was not a first aider, so I called one of the other mentors out to have a look. When he lifted his trouser leg, we both nearly fainted in horror at the bone sticking out of his skin. He'd snapped his leg in PE during lesson 1. I don't mean this as an exaggeration. He'd snapped his leg. Period 1 was hours ago, and he had walked around the school gritting his teeth ever since. He didn't complain, he didn't scream, he sucked it up and soldiered on. The nearest he came to emotion was when the ambulance turned up and gave him a mask filled with something to ease the pain. A single tear fell from his eye in what I'm assuming was relief. Once he'd left, there would not be enough coffee cups in the staff room to hold the tears that fell from my eyes. Where does this come from, this soldiering on, no matter how much pain he was in? I later learned that it's common for a neglected child not to cry. They've learned from an early age that crying or complaining doesn't get them the attention that they need. So we're witness to extreme example of neglect. In class, he's loud, annoying and difficult. At home, he was probably unloved and got little attention. Now in the book, I share lots of stories about my experiences in education. Don't just leave them at the negative stories like that one that you've just heard. It's about looking at those negative stories and thinking, what can we do about them? It's solution-focused problem solving. So following that, I'm talking about how we can engage the disengaged. I've got some questions. If this is something that maybe you haven't looked at in detail, throughout today you could use these questions to reflect upon your own practice and then share your thoughts using the hashtag proud of my practice. So the questions for today's reflection are: how much do you know about the lives of your most difficult learners, and is there ever an excuse to give up on them? Question number 2 for today: do you put energy into complaining about the difficult children? Does this ever help the situation to change? So I'm sure there are loads of excellent ideas out there. I'm really proud of my practice, and that's why I put it in a book, but I am absolutely aware that this is not the only way. I want to know what you do every day to engage the disengaged. You can just put out a tweet, you can give us some photographs, you can share a blog perhaps that you've written about this topic. Whatever you do, get involved, and as I say, on Friday at 7 p.m. we'll be drawing the winner of the free copies of Teacher in the Cupboard. So enjoy your day and make it all about engaging the disengaged.